Hi everyone, Marilyn O'Malley here of MarilynO'Malley.com, and today I want to talk to you about intuition. I want to share how it has helped me and my clients, and I want to ask you and invite you to really start paying attention to your intuition. So, little example today. I was driving home from the dentist and I got an intuitive hit to stop by the land that a cherimoya had dropped off the tree. And I thought, well, what are the chances of that? I've been looking at the tree and picking the ones that are big enough to pick. And if you don't know what a cherimoya is and why I would go out of my way to go get a cherimoya is this wonderful fruit from South America, and there aren't a lot of trees around, and it has a fairly short season, and it tastes like the combination of a mango and a pear, and so it's absolutely delicious. And if I leave them on the ground, then the squirrels and rodents and stuff will eat it, and we'll miss out on the deliciousness of it. So I follow my intuition. And so I went there, and of course, there was a big cherimoya laying on the ground, and I was like amazed. I'm always amazed when my intuition hits are right. And I don't know why, because it happens all the time, and I've done it, so much, and it leads my life, but it's always fascinates me, and I'm like, yes, So, and I want you to feel like that, like things happen every day. We're getting messages all the time if we would listen and start to trust our intuition. Now, I've had a strong intuition since I was a child, but I didn't always trust it. I trusted it when it was felt very powerful, but the little things I wasn't really paying attention to, the more quieter things that are the things that will lead you to places and lead you to the things that you desire. And so I want to share with you a couple ways that I've used my intuition that have really helped me. So it's helped me to find all the places that I live in Santa Barbara. And the intuition was not directly to the house, it was through people and through experiences. And I just kept following my intuition and to lead me. And each time, and each time my intuition showed up. When I first was moving out here to Santa Barbara, I had 2 weeks. The movers were coming to Connecticut. I had 2 weeks and I didn't have a place. I came during Fiesta weekend. I stayed with a friend and they told me, we have people that have been looking for a year, 2 years for a place to live, and this is Fiesta weekend. What are you doing? And I had an intuition that a friend of a friend, and I really only had like 3 friends in Santa Barbara at that time that, because I hadn't lived there in 25 years, 30 years, 25 years. And so I just trusted in that, and I kept following through, and I went to look at places, and I just said, I'm not settling. I just have a feeling. I knew where I wanted to live. None of the listings in the paper were over where I wanted to live, or within my price range. And then by the third place, I got a call from a friend of a friend. And again, all the things worked out. I went over, and the price was $200 more than I wanted to pay. And it just happened, right? Just happened that the owner is there, and he liked me and my situation, and said, okay, I'll drop it $200 for you. How I found my current place was through my intuition leading me to a party, and it also leads me to tell certain people that I'm looking for a place. So I went to a party, and I ended up meeting this person, and introduced to this person that I had no idea was going to be significant. And then I went home, and then a friend of a friend or somebody that I knew briefly as an acquaintance called me and said, "Are you looking for a place to live?" And I'm like, "Yes, I am." And so she said, "Well, just down the street's this great house, and we live in a great area, and I know she's moving out." And it turned out it was the woman that I had just met and been introduced to. And it was like 2 weeks before I had to move out too. So it's like you don't give up and you keep following leads and you listen to what shows up, and then you have to take action on it. That, like that party, I knew one person. I didn't know most of the people. It was not a comfortable situation for me to go. It's also, my intuition led me to a networking event when I first moved here, who kind of became my family, but was also where I met Jeff. And so after, and I used my intuition on all the various networking events, which one I should go to. And, it's just like following the leads of the messages that you get. Solving problems, solutions. My clients have met their partners, have found opportunity, jobs, all by following their intuition. So when I'm helping somebody manifest what they want to manifest in their life, right? We get clear about what it is that they're wanting to create, and then intuition plays a big part on them following through. They use their intuition. What do I do today? Who should I talk to today? And sometimes your intuition will say, go walk the beach, or go to a tea house or a coffee house. And when you go do that, when I would go walk the beach, or they go take a hike, or do something that they really love to do and followed that, they would end up meeting somebody who would support them on their path of what they want to create. So intuition is a quiet time too, to go in and ask questions. This is where I'm going. This is what I desire. Who can help me? What is my next step? So intuition is like messages from your higher self, or it's the language of your soul. It's the inner knowing. It's the one of your greatest gifts that you possess. I tell you, when people start playing with their intuition and deciding, where to go, or what to eat, or when to go. Like, I do not particularly like shopping, and so when I know I have to buy something, I actually use my intuition. And so I'll feel like, nope, doesn't feel good, and all of a sudden I'll get a message, go now and go to this store. And I will go and I will find all the things that I've been looking for. But if I don't pay attention to that and I keep going, and I've tried this many times, I end up spending a lot of time and I don't find what I'm really looking for. And I do that with like parking places. I set the intention. I have, I just have a feel, and it was like when to go, if I'm going to a certain place, and it's like, go now. There's space, and I'll go. Rather than go and be fighting against tension, I am looking, where's the flow? And I would ask you to start asking, where is your flow? So as you can see, I'm using my intuition for a variety of things, and I ask my clients to use it. So when we're manifesting, it's a huge part. They have to, because you're raising your consciousness, you're watching for where you're going into the future. You're putting your attention on the future. Now, if you go unconscious and you're not going to use your intuition, what you end up doing, it's kind of like that movie Groundhog's Day, where you keep living. You'll just keep living your past over and over again. And your intuition is tapping into the energy that is now, that will move you forward. And it's not playing off past information. It's playing off the information this is where I want to go. How's the best route for me to get there now? And you start following those. They're like, get little gifts along the way that are going to make it easier. So you're paddling with the river rather than trying to paddle up the river and create something at wrong times and or in the wrong way with the wrong people, because you've got to realize you have never been in this moment before. But a lot of us think from our past experience that what's going to happen, right? You know what's going to happen. You know they're going to act this way. You know life is really hard for you. You're going to have to work really hard. You don't get any breaks. Life is tough and it's a struggle. Or it's just a certain way, whatever. Or it's just, things don't happen for me. And you're projecting your future, your past, as your future, and even in this moment. And so there's no space for you to create. And your mind is all cluttered with what's happened in the past, that it can't allow new information to come in that can guide you. And also just watching all the technology and everything and distractions and multitasking, all of that stuff gets in the way of you being focused. Where am I going? Where's the stream? Where's the best flow in the river here? And paying attention to what's in front of you. There's so much information in front of you. Remember, we're all energy, and everything is energy, everything. And so you can read that energy. You do. You feel it. You feel how other people are feeling. And so if you shut down how you're feeling, then you're not going to receive as much information. And if you get overwhelmed by everything, you're not going to allow the quieter, the more intuitive. You're going to be more bracing yourself or trying to survive or get through the moment, rather than being centered and grounded. I think the other thing is that as highly sensitives, we have that highly creative mind that deeply processes everything, and sometimes that can run wild. And so calming down that creative mind and using it for creating your future, for imagining what is possible, and then not going beyond that. Just like, okay, this is what I desire right now, and not let it run off and create a whole bunch of other things that are distracting. Just like, it's like if you're running a race, the Olympics are a great example of that now. If you watch the Olympics or watch any sports or athletics, they are focused and centered just on what they just have to do and how they have to show up. And every time they do something, they learn from that. They pay attention. And so they're paying attention to their body, they're paying attention to what they're creating, how they eat, their environments, what they have to do to really make themselves a top athlete. And so whether you're going for a relationship, whether you're going for a career, whether you're wanting to just feel better, to have more confidence, to find a place to live or a car, or create more money, help serve more people, build your business, etc. All of those things require your intuition and you understanding that it's there to support you and guide you. And if you can get out of, looking at whatever happened in the past and just keep saying, This is new right now. What's here? What's the information I get right here that now I can move forward in, you know, being able to manifest whatever I'm desiring. So just thinking here, what else? Yeah, so how can you start to use your intuition? How can you create a stronger intuition? One, you got to use it. So I would use it every single day. Use it for finding parking places. When your phone rings, don't look at who it is and just feel in. Who is it? You can play card games where, somebody has a deck of cards and you can start to, think about what cards on top. Or you can have somebody, think of numbers between 1 and 100, and then like just tuning in to like, what are they thinking? What's the number I'm getting? And then ask questions too about, so if you know something that you're going after, just ask before. You can ask before you go to bed at night. This is what I'm looking for. Help me find it. Higher self, show me the way. Give me signals, make them clear so that I understand. And then you can ask that during the day. Now you might get somebody's name popping into your head. You might get nothing right then. And so you just wait and watch what different things that show up. And so you'll have a sensation. So it might be something on the side of a bus. It might be something you read. You might all of a sudden have 3 things put in front of you that are the same name or the same person or place. 3 invites to the same thing. That there's a sign, hello, come. You can, if you get invited to something, you can tune into your intuition. Is this something that would serve me to go to? And see what your answer is. Is it a yes? And if it's not a yes, then it's a no. So just keep by asking questions and then listening for answers, and then also following. If you get a message, and a lot of times mine just feel like a message. It isn't like you gotta go. I still have multiple. It's just like the message, like there's a cherimoya on the ground. You might, it's just like, do you want it? And then I decide, yeah, I'll go and see. So there is a sensation that you feel in your body. So it isn't something, even though I kind of feel like I hear the message out here, but there's no like pushing me. It might be I get a message over and over again. Then I feel like my higher self is like trying to, that it's giving, it's making it well known to me. If I don't follow it, and I can feel things in my body, so it doesn't feel like there's any pressure or anything. It just is like, it's a knowing. It's a very calm, just like this knowing, like it's up to you, and most of it would never do any harm to follow it and just to see. And a lot of times it's just a step to another step too. So if you have any questions about your intuition, feel free to contact me and ask me about it, and start using it so that it's a powerful tool. It's one of your superpowers, and it can help you in every aspect of your life. helping you decide whether certain foods you should eat, see certain doctors or healers, or find your friends, find your places to live, find anything that you need in your life. It will direct you there. So I hope this is helpful. And until next time, live, love, and matter.